Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it looks like the Supreme Court had to rush back to D.C. to make another emergency decision for President Donald Trump. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. President Trump is having a great run with the Supreme Court. They are really taking care of business, following the law, following the Constitution. That's what they're supposed to do. But a lot of these lower court judges, they want to make their own rules, their own laws. They want to put restrictions on the president that don't belong. And that, to me, is a damn shame, because that is not the spirit of the law. We live by the rule of law in this country. And these judges, they're trying to make their own laws. They're trying to usurp the president of the United States. And they're really overstepping their bounds to the point where, even I've seen even liberal lawyers on TV being like, this is way over bounds. Well, one such judge stopped President Trump from sending the National Guard to Chicago and limited the use of what they can do to protect themselves while they're there. It's an insane ruling. It's totally it's such an overstep with her ability within the confines of the law to do what she did that it's mind-numbing. She needs to be impeached. But Trump has called the Supreme Court back, asked them to come back, make an emergency decision that will allow him to send the National Guard to Chicago to fix that city, because their mayor and their governor certainly haven't been able to do it. I want you guys to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Not like, oh my God.
Well, part of the reason that question is so important to ask someone like her is because people on the left who disagree with you, they believe that the Supreme Court has given the president carte blanche. There's also a lot of evidence that the Supreme Court, in what they call the shadow docket, has allowed Trump to move forward with things that many people think are ultimately unconstitutional, way more than they have stopped him. So there are some concerns that there are no guardrails. And again, this comes back to the question of why are people in the streets? That's why they're in the streets. Not because they're communists, not because they're Hamas fighters or whatever, but because they have legitimate concerns about things like this.
Well, what is the concern? I don't understand what the concern is. We have three branches of government. They're operating how they should. Republicans control two of them. We have a Supreme Court. As she noted in her interview today, the 6-3 number on that court, there's very few decisions that actually come down 6-3 from this court. It's very, very few. So I'm not really sure what the complaint is. Donald Trump hasn't violated any Supreme Court order. He got tested this week. They said he couldn't send the National Guard into Chicago and some of these other towns. He didn't do it. So that's why I don't understand what they're protesting over. To me, they just want to go back to the status quo prior to what the American people said they wanted last November 5th.
The reality is, it doesn't even matter what they're protesting. The fact is, they live in America and they can, and they shouldn't be demonized because they
Nobody's demonizing them.
Calling them pro-Hamas is demonization.
Well, there will be some of those elements.
I think
absolutely.
So pro-Hamas is not demonization?
I'm saying that
they're flying their colors, Ashley.
No,
how are we supposed to ignore the fact that in New York City on a routine basis they're flying their flags?
Here's a pro tip. When they start saying people are pro-Hamas, when they start saying people are defund the police, those are triggers to make you worry about people exercising their First Amendment right. These